Former Ekurhuleni head of employee relations, Xolani Nciza, has given evidence of a pattern of interference, incompetence, as well as unlawful conduct by senior employees within the city. Nciza will continue with his testimony at the commission, where he has testified about how suspended Metro Police Department Deputy Chief, this is Julius Mkhwanazi, acted with impunity and even had the backing of the city manager. Ziyanda and Ngcobo is at the Bridget Mabandla Justice College ahead of today's proceedings. Ziyanda, good morning. Again, another day of just getting to the detail of how this type of capture was taking place in the environment that allowed it to thrive.
Morning, Iman, and more than anything, it's telling a story of how those who wanted to follow procedure, stick to the law and actually serve the people of Ekurhuleni might have actually been the ones who were targeted, victimized and even pushed out of the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. Falsified documents, a pattern of protecting those who have been implicated in criminality is the story that Xolani Nciza continues to tell commissioners at this inquiry. Yesterday, really speaking about that unlawful memorandum of understanding that was entered into with Vusumuzi Cat Matlala's security company, Cat VIP Services, and that controversial blue light saga, which he says came to the fore because of a media inquiry that was made. Otherwise, they were none the wiser. A letter that was written, not addressed to anyone in particular, just saying to whom it may concern, which is speaking about this alleged relationship between Cat VIP Services and the municipality, was of particular concern for Nciza because he says to this day they don't know who has this letter and how they could be using it. And even these vehicles that were registered for Cat Matlala's company, what they were used for is still unknown. In fact, he alluded to the fact that they could have even been used for criminal activity, and this letter that is so broad in its scope, not being addressed to anyone, could easily help these vehicles move through a roadblock without any kinds of checks. We also heard more about Dr. Imogen Mashazi, the retired city manager in Ekurhuleni, as well as other officials. The acting head of HR, Linda Kasheka, is a name that has also featured quite prominently. In fact, a story being told by Nciza about how those officials who agreed to protect Mkhwanazi from a disciplinary tribunal, how they actually got their salaries increased by Mashazi as she became increasingly aggressive towards holding Mkhwanazi accountable. Listen to this.
It bothers one that you would have this kind of conduct, which is highly suspect, if one, at best. It's highly suspect, and yet there's no consequence for it.
You have a person who was supposed to be disciplined and potentially be dismissed in June. In December, that person gets promoted. By who? By the very same people that stopped the discipline. The very same people that stopped the discipline. There's another issue that I will be raising later on in terms of the effect of the stoppage. And you could see that indeed what was at play here is a serious and as by deviation would be
a mild way.
It's yeah.
So Nciza is going to continue with his testimony this morning. Yesterday, he was talking about he now became a target of those who shielded Mkhwanazi, resembling the story of Revo Spies, the former deputy commissioner and suspended EMPD chief Xolani Nciza. Like I started off earlier on, it seems like those who wanted to do good and follow due process were eventually hounded out.
Ziyanda and Ngcobo, and it certainly starts to confirm the picture that's emerging that this Julius Mkhwanazi was running an alleged fiefdom, an empire under his control. Ziyanda and Ngcobo will be at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry and will continue to get updates from her throughout the day.